do. And it helps me to solve great mysteries when it comes to justice and equality and the fight and pursuit for liberty. And I'm not playing with this thing. So we are deeper than the ocean, higher than the mountain, and swifter than the rivers. When I come with this stuff, it's uncut, it's raw, and it's real. Because this is the real deal, Holyfield. Okay? And if you don't be careful, and out here dealing with this justice system, you might get your ear bit off. Okay? So you better hold on to your ears. Make sure you really heard what they said. And read the fine print down below that. Because you can end up signing something, next thing you know, you're getting a deal, 10 years, that's not a deal. Because you couldn't read the fine print. And they know that a lot of people, they ask them a question when they pull them over. Right now, you're admitting the guilt. The moment you start talking, you better plead the Fifth Amendment right. Don't say nothing until your attorney gets there. That way you can't be incriminated. But if you don't know, you'll start talking. Shh. Until you get some help. All right? So that's part of the quick news. The other quick news is we're going to just shoot over to sports real quick because I love sports. You love sports?
Oh,
I like sports too. I want to talk about the
basketball.
Lakers. It's preseason is over now, isn't it? Preseason?
For football?
For the NBA.
Yeah.
Yes. I think preseason is about the end.
Yeah, preseason
it's about the end. So all I'm saying is that get ready for Christmas when the Lakers play the Miami Heat. LeBron James said that they're the best team in the world, and he was arrogant about it. I mean,
we'll see about that on Christmas Day.
Yeah, on Christmas Day. My present on Christmas is to watch the Lakers pulverize the Miami Heat. Okay, I want them to knock the heat off the Miami and make it the cool heat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the cool whatever, but, you know, just cool them off. There's no heat there. Okay, even though they have 3-star players, you know, which I don't get me wrong, I love NBA basketball, and I love the Lakers. And matter of fact, I love all the LA teams. But let's shoot baseball for a second. The Texas Rangers are going to the World Series.
That's right.
Don't mess with Texas. Y'all hear me out there? Don't mess with Texas. Anyway, so much for that there. Okay, so Texas is going, and who else is New York?
They're going to wait for the winner of the Phillies and Giants.
Come on, Phillies.
Come on. Yeah, Phillies. Come on, Philly. But I like the Giants too. May the best team win. May the best team win. Okay, last week, and let's shoot over to the NFL real quick, and then we're going to get out of sports and we're going to get off into our real program. We're going to talk about Prop 19, about legalizing marijuana or not legalizing marijuana. We're going to talk about Proposition 23. You know about Proposition 23?
I love it.
You got our stuff over there, don't you?
Yeah, I have a booklet right
Fred has our book of everything going on with the elections, the general election. But we're going to talk about the foster care system, and we're going to elaborate on mothers who have young men, their kids, their babies, that are being sucked in by the system. Okay? The system is taking all of our young men off the street and putting them in a place where they don't need to be, and they're giving them what they call a deal. 20 years is not a deal. 10 years is not a deal. And life is definitely not a deal. You can get, if you have 2 strikes, if you steal a pizza, you just went to prison for the rest of your life. So I'm not saying that to do crime is okay. I'm just saying that make sure that the sentence fits the crime. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference. Analyze that. Okay, let's, I was getting ready to talk about the NFL because there's a book that I have here. Hey, Josh, I'm going to pass this over to you, Josh. Can you show that book right there, which I received from a friend of mine who is in the NFL Players Association, the Hall of Fame Association, and she was a Raiderette in her time, and she let me borrow this book so I can bring it on the show. Because if you looked at the sports last week, like about 4 dudes were knocked out the game completely. One of them played for the Eagles, one played for the Bengals, and I think one played for, was it the, I don't know, but all the highlights that I saw was incredible. One dude was hit so hard, he was out for like 5 minutes. They couldn't even move him off the field. They didn't know if he was dead or not. My problem with that is, it's okay to put a good hit on a dude. You know what I'm saying? That's what the game's all about. But then you need to have some integrity about it.
That's right.
You know, you're not out there trying to kill somebody. That's somebody's son. That's somebody's brother, somebody's nephew, somebody's cousin. I like the hard hits. I like that. But when you hit head to head on purpose, somebody could get paralyzed from their neck down. And that football player out there has a job. And his job is to provide for his family. And if you hit him and he's paralyzed or he dies, he can't provide for his family. He can't provide for himself. That's why they get paid the big bucks, because their life is on the line with the game. But I'm saying this. I'm glad those guys are fined $75,000 apiece.
Headhunted.
You know, you're not supposed to do any type of headhunting on the field. You go out there and play football and may the best team win. But it's unfortunate that things are just so dirty in the game. Speaking of a dirty game, my famous quarterback, the oldest quarterback in Brett Favre, is getting caught up in a conspiracy right now because a young lady says that he was texting her illicit, he was sexting. Everybody know about sexting? That's when you get on your phone, and a lot of kids do it, even in elementary school, so you better watch your kids' phone. A lot of these parents, they give their kids a phone at an early age. You don't know what your kid is doing with that phone. And you got the internet on there, and you got this. All the kid needs to do is make a phone call, okay? It's just too much technology. That's why these kids are dying just like that, like a microwave right now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no boundaries. So we as parents, and yes, I'm a parent and a grandparent too, we need to put it down. Because there's no way my kid's gonna have a cell phone and I don't know what's going on with it. I go through my daughter's backpack. Yes, I do. And if you're watching, honey, Daddy goes through your backpack, okay? And you know it. So I don't have no, you know. And in my house where I live, there's rules and regulations. And if you don't go by the rules, yes, I will. And you know what that means. Yes, I will.
My parents are 3,000 miles away, and I still have rules.
You still have rules, exactly. My daughter's in college, and I call, hello, you know the rules, right? Same thing as if you were at home. You know what time to go to bed, right? You know what time to get up. Because it's not a joke. And if we don't be careful, if we're not careful, we don't give our kids the toolbox of life, and know how to go in there and grab that tool to fix that problem, then they get caught up in the system. The system is looking for all of our kids, whether it's the foster care system, whether it's the jail system. And I feel like my phone's about to go off any second. When I hear that, it's normally my phone about to go off. So we're live. So we went from football to kids, and you know we're still on the same page. Brett Favre, I hope you didn't do the sexting. I'm sticking it out for you. Okay, let's get off of sports, and I just want to shoot over to church, because you know everybody goes to church to praise the Lord. And so last night on Skid Road, I want to give a special shout out to Miss Geraldine Hughes, who's the writer and the author of this book called Redemption. She also runs a homeless ministry in downtown Los Angeles, which I'm there most Fridays and Mondays at the Skid Row ministry, at the homeless ministry. I minister there. I'm known there as Minister Jones. I do have my license. Yes, I am. For real. I'm not playing. Okay. And I go and we give them the spiritual food first, and then we give them the physical food.
My son.
You know,
I
so
have that book.
it's a really good book, and I just want to let you know that we keeping it real here. So I'm gonna make a phone call, because that's what we do on the show. Sometimes we make phone calls, and time is of the essence. So I just want to get one of the people who last night I was with at the show. So while we're doing that, here it is right here. Let's see if we can get her live on the show. You know, I always do phone calls on the show. Big Money, how's it going?
Not bad, Eddie. I'm just enjoying the show here, and the comments and statements that you're making. They're very profound in more ways than I had known.
Geraldine Hughes, how are you?
Well, Mr. Eddie Jones Jr., how are you?
Let's clap it up for Geraldine Hughes, the writer and the author of the book Redemption. I'm doing fine. We have a lot of guests on the show. We have Fred Wimberly. He's with the local union 721. We have Jasmine here, our intern. We have Big Money Griff. He's running for councilman in the city of Inglewood. He's on the ticket.
Big Money Griff, how are you?
All right,
and then we have Lady Cage, and she's running for what seat? The Assembly. 47th Assembly seat. And then we have Trina, who was a mother whose child is caught up in the Tehachapi prison system.
Hello.
And then we have
Latasha.
And then we have Latasha, and her son is caught up in the prison where? At Pelican Bay State Prison. So we're going to talk about that. But for now, let's talk about Open Door Ministries, what happened last night.
Oh, it was just an amazing sight. Thanks to Eddie Jones Jr. We had, what was the name of the taco place again? Cholito?
Cholito's Tacos.
Just want to give a shout out to those awesome young men that came out, and they had to fed over 200 people last night.
Yes, and you know what? Those are my students from my class. I do the class on civil, constitutional, human, and amendment rights. And that's where I met them. Now, I want to thank Cholito's Tacos. I want to thank Jesse. I want to thank Juan. I want to thank Nas. I want to thank Abe. And I want to thank Carlos. I thank you guys so much. And I want to thank Martin, because if it wasn't for Martin, Jesse would have never known. So you guys, I want to thank you so much. I know you're watching the show. I also want to give a shout out to Dr. Perez, which is Carlos' father, who was a doctor. But Geraldine Hughes, your singing last night was impeccable.
Thank you so much. I just had such a beautiful night. It was just awesome, and I know that the Skid Row community, they just felt so loved, and they felt so not forgotten, and it was just an amazing thing to see. It was just an awesome, and I just thank you, Eddie Jones, for making that happen for us, and it was just awesome.
You know, you're about to make me get in tears here, and I'll tell you why. When I saw those homeless people last night, it touches my heart every time I come out. And I want to thank you for allowing me to be the minister for the evening last night, to step into the pulpit and administer the word, to empty gas tanks was a good job. I felt so good giving them spiritual gas and uplifting them to give them motivation and integrity and direction and some love. But most of all, watching you do what you do is just amazing.
Oh, I just thank God. To me, it's a privilege, and it's a very, very beautiful privilege. In order to bless, to be like I said last night, in order to be a blessing to people, you got to first be blessed. And it was just to be a blessing. We're going on 2 years. November will be our 2nd year anniversary out on the sidewalk of 5th and San Pedro.
Can we clap it up, y'all? Can we clap that up?
7:30 at night is an awesome, awesome testament of how God can provide and supply the needs of His people.
Not only that, you know, real quick, because I'm going to shoot off the phone and get back into the show, because I have a lot of different interviews. You have a second book coming out, to the edition of the Redemption book. You're going to be going to Japan. I'm looking forward to going too.
Me too.
We're all looking forward to going to Japan. We need a break. We need to get out of here. But talk about your second book real quick.
Quickly, we're updating its releasing. We should be releasing it within the next 6 weeks. We're ready to start our promotion on it. It's updating the original Redemption, the truth regarding Michael Jackson, where it's talking about the 93 allegation and how it's telling the untold story of the extortion that launched the false allegation of child molestation. It's telling the true story of what really happened in 93. So a lot of it has happened since 93, so I'm now updating it. There's a lot that has happened to the characters that were involved. As we all know, Michael passed away. We no longer have him. And also, Evan Chandler committed suicide 4 months after Michael passed. And some interesting updates concerning Anthony Telecano, who was the investigator, and how he's really bit the bullet. And I really believe it's because of the work that he did back in 93.
Yeah,
so it's a lot to update, and before I release my second book, which is, my second book, which is Michael Gate, I just think we need to update what happened in 93.
Okay, well, I want to thank you so much. Can we clap it up for Geraldine Hughes, you guys? Okay. Geraldine, I can just honestly say this from the bottom of my heart. May God bless you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. All you say and do, may God bless you, and I love you, and I'll be back down there. The work down there to the homeless is amazing, and just to be able to, you know, to get to Martin and all those guys, and to have them come down and feed 200 people. You don't know what 200 over 200 people, yes, until there was no more food.
I mean, we're used to feeding about 100, but I've never hit the 200 mark.
Well, you hit the 200 mark last night, and I thank Cholito's Tacos, my dear friends. I want to say to my friends out there, Dios ta bendiga, hermanos. We are familia, and thank you for the carne asada and the comida. Bueno comida bonita. Mucho gracias, hermanos. Dios te bendiga. That means God bless you, my friends. We are family. We are brothers, and I thank you so much for coming down. last night.
Amen.
Amen.
God bless
So-
you. God bless you. Everyone on the show, God bless you. I can't wait to see the program.